evening, everyone. Welcome back to Crafters TV for the last show today. I have to think about it. It is Tuesday. It's still Tuesday. It is the 18th. I can see there's a calendar over there. It's the 18th of July, and welcome back. And I hope you've enjoyed the shows we've brought you so far. You were loving our Jan's techniques with the re-inkers, weren't you? We were going to do other things, but the feedback from the re-inkers was we were just like, Jan, do another demo. Jan, do another demo. We didn't want to do anything else. Anyway, we've put the re-inkers to bed now. They're still there on Shop the Day if you want collection 3, so go and get those. But otherwise, we're going to be concentrating on the other items that we have got today. And this is going to be super fun because I've seen Jan's demos, so you are going to love this. So why don't we go and say hello to Jan first, and then I'll talk about what the rest of what we've got on the show today. Good evening.
Good evening.
I thought you were going to lose your space over there a minute ago.
We've just had the Robinson in the building, haven't we?
Yeah, yes. Another Robinson.
We've had to usher her out the door.
Literally,
yes.
we were down to 10 seconds and she was still in here talking.
I can still see her outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's just been in to do some promotional work earlier, and yeah, just had a quick catch up because even though we all work on the same team, our paths don't actually cross that often, do they? We all live in different parts of the country. Yeah, so it's really nice. Like when we're presenting together, we get to see each other. But like Debbie was just saying, she says, I've not presented with me, so our paths, and we only live 20 minutes away from each other. It's ridiculous.
I know.
Just a quick drive up the motorway, but yeah, trying to actually get a day in where we're both free just doesn't happen. So yeah, we've been having a quick catch up, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, it's 20 to 6. Where did that go? Yes. So yeah, we're all good.
Right, well, thank you for coming back, and we are loving this. So we have got our Grace on socials tonight. We've had 3 today. We've had everyone in on socials tonight. So yeah, Grace is with us tonight. We've still got Dean, and we've still got Charlotte in the gallery. I had to think about where they were then. And then we've still got Jake running around on the floor. And do you know what Jake's just done? He's just replaced all of our tri-blend pens, all of our tri-colour pens, all of our tri-brush pens, and all of our tri-aqua pens. So there's no excuse. If we're using one of those, we can't say to you they don't work because we've got complete new sets of them all. Jan's smiling, she's happy. So yes, it's going to be really, really good. Next time we need to do some colouring, we've got them all there. They're all working. Anyway, who's watching us? We've got Diane ready and waiting. We've got Tracy saying hello. We've got Sandra, hello from Payette. We've got Carletta from, hello everyone from Arkansas. Sarah Lee, he says, hi Corrine Jan and Crafters TV. Phil Watson says, good evening all. Ellen Hayes is hello again from Florida. Kathy Myers is hello all from Missouri. And Jane Adams is hi everyone from a super hot Las Vegas. Well, all I can say is hi everyone from a very, very wet Newton Aycliffe. I mean, wet just doesn't even begin. It's going to be a fun journey back tonight through, we need arcs, not cars, I tell you, it's going to be a bit wet. Now, we'll catch up with everybody else as they come through, but I wanted to show you the first item that we're going to be looking at tonight, and this is our Christmas half creator cards. Oh, was I not supposed to go to that one first? Maybe. Maybe I was supposed to do the pick of the day. But then we're going to have a look at these. These are absolutely gorgeous. They only launched at the end of last week. So these are beautiful. You're going to get 6 different designs. Now, each one of these cuts into your card and out of your card, and you're going to find so many different ways to colour these up. They are absolutely beautiful. So you can see there your bells, your tree, your baubles, your wreath, your poinsettia, and your snowflake. They're absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show you these. Now they are large dies. I love the new packaging. I love the new pink packaging. Now it says these are, they're about 5.5 inches-ish in diameter, so they will vary slightly. But if you go from that, they're all going to fit on a 6x6 card, I think is the gist that you need to know. But look at that snowflake. Isn't that beautiful? How about cutting this out and then using this as a stencil? That would look beautiful. Then we've got the bells. I look at that and I just want to paper piece that and maybe bring in your pens and colour that dimension. It's just so traditional. Now you're seeing this, you've got the Christmas tree here, which is just crying out to be cut in white and then getting those pens over there, whether you're using the tricolour or anyone, or the classics that we've got on the pick of the day, it's up to you. But you see, we've got a mix of contemporary and Christmas. Look at those baubles, aren't they beautiful? How easy would these be to cut out of a different colour and stick on top, sort of effective a style form of paper piecing. Then we've got the poinsettia, again another beautiful one there that is just crying out to be paper piece because there's such large areas. And finally that beautiful, beautiful wreath. Isn't that exquisite? I think that is, I think from aesthetically that's my favourite. I like them all, but aesthetically I think that one
I like that
really,
one and the snowflake.
yeah, it really is beautiful. Now if you want all 6 of those today, £100 or $117, but your platinum price is £80 or $93.60. So that is those. Now is Jan, Jan's got some samples to show us of those.
I have, and I've got a demo with them.
Oh, brilliant.
If we're ready. I didn't know whether you'd got any more housekeeping to do over there.
We're good. Go straight into that.
Right, so just a few samples then to show you the idea of these. If you haven't come across them, if you didn't see the launch show, we've actually got a creator card that cuts into one side of the design, so no external cutting edge, and then out of the other side. So if I put my hand behind here, you can see that that edge has been cut around the edge of the wreath, which is why we get the half creator card. It's not just going to create half of the card for you, it's the fact that half of it's cut in and half of it's cut out. So that one's the wreath, and again we've just popped some little bits where we've sort of fussy cut. We've cut it again and fussy cut some of the berries out. We've got a little bit of glitter card behind the bow there. Really, really pretty. That tree there, again, you can see that sort of half image. If I open that up, you can see what we mean about the half element of it. And again, just using your pens there. Little bit of extra paper piecing with the glitter card. Really, really go to town. You could do that in colours to match. You know, if you were sending it to someone's home for a Christmas card, it could match their own colour scheme, something like that. Again, we've got that gorgeous poinsettia there, but this time we've cut it the opposite way so that the horizontal was across, the cutting line was horizontal, so we've almost got like the equivalent of an edgeable. So the way it's been done that way, really, really pretty, making it into an easel card design. That's that gorgeous snowflake that we demoed earlier. I'll show you the card that we made earlier if you weren't watching. And again, this has been done as like a topper to go onto a background, but you've still got this side of it, and this has been double cut and just made that little drop shadow on there. This is stunning. I actually saw this one in the box and I just thought, how decadent, I think is the word, with the black and gold. It's black glitter card, and then you've got the gold card with it. I just think that is stunning. Can you imagine that on a mantelpiece, aside all the shop bought cards that you get that come out of a box of 24 or whatever? That would just stand out screaming, wouldn't it?
It would. I haven't seen that one before.
Gorgeous. You know, I've just looked on the back and I am not surprised. I'm going to give a shout out to our Sandy because she makes the most exquisite samples for us. So yeah, love that, Sandy, if you're watching. As well as the rest of the team, I must admit, we have a fantastic team of on the design team, and that's those bells there again. So this one's been cut and just used a craft knife to cut the frame out, which is very similar to what we're going to do in our first demo. I'm going to use this die and we're going to do this part, we'll put it into a frame and put some acetate behind it, make it into a shaker.
Brilliant.
So yeah, lots of different ways that you can do things.
That is so pretty. Yep. They are absolutely gorgeous. So while Jan puts those away, we will just get back to her and do the demo. Quickly, while she gets some bits and pieces out that she needs, I'll quickly mention the pick of the day. I didn't think this was going to still be here in this bundle because of this pen set here. Now, this is your 5-piece collection. When I say 5-piece, we mean 5 boxes. You're actually going to get 60 pens in total. You're going to get 5 boxes with 12 pens in each one. Classiques is a single colour barrel, so you're getting the same colour top and bottom. You're just getting, as you can see there, the different nibs. You're getting the bullet and the chisel. These are your vintage, which is the one that was going to sell this bundle out. Now, it might last till tomorrow morning, who knows, because it will be a new pick of the day tomorrow morning with Art, Debs and Ben. So those are your vintage colours. The next one is your pastel colours. and you're not going to get any duplicates. You might think, oh, there's some colours that are similar, but they're not going to duplicate. You've got your florals. I'm just tilting them down so you can see the colours, but you're going to see how you can do your colour blending with these because you've got some from the same colour family. Your brights, beautiful colours, and finally your jewels. Now these are all alcohol pens, so your blending is a dream. Make sure you pick those up today. They are an amazing price of £65 or $105, which is saving you an awful lot. But your platinum price just down there, £52, $84, means that they're coming out at less than £1 a pen. You're also going to get your double points, 102 if you're in the UK and 168 if you are in the US. So make sure you snap that out, because tomorrow, if you wanted to buy all 5 sets, it'd be back to £99.95, i.e. £19.99 per set. So make sure you pick those up today if that's what you want. Right, back to you, Jan, and I'll not interrupt.
That's okay. That's absolutely fine. So we're going to use those jubilant bells. So just to show you the metalwork for anybody that missed the launch of these during the week, and explain just how these work. It is all one piece of metal, and you're looking at approximately a 5.5-inch square for the design, but then we've popped 5 3/4 inches because you've got that little extension piece top and bottom which actually divides that piece, and you get the half of it in and the half of it out. So yeah, a little bit taller than it is wider. So this one has got a cutting edge that starts at the top here, and it goes all the way around one side, and it finishes when it gets to this bottom line here. This side's got equally as much detail in, but it's missing that outside cutting edge. So that detail's going to cut into your design wherever you want it. So I'm actually going to pop it onto a piece of plain white cardstock, just so that you can see what I'm doing here. So my piece of card is 6.5 inches square, and I've just marked the halfway mark, just lightly, and popped a little pencil mark so that I can line up where those little extension pieces are on my die. So I'm going to pop some tape on there to keep it still. I don't want it to move while I'm actually cutting it. And I just want to sort of eyeball that there's about the same distance here as what there is at the top. And then we're going to stick that one down and pop that through our Gemini. So again, these will go through any of your die cutting machines. It doesn't have to be a Gemini. The dies themselves will actually fit through your smaller, like the junior or on the junior plates. It all depends on the size of the cardstock that you're working with. So because my cardstock's a little bit wider than the junior plates, I've popped it onto my big A4 plates, and then we're just going to pass that through the Gemini. That one pass is going to be enough to cut all that detail out. And then I actually want to leave it all in place for this one. So a little bit different to what we normally do. So if you were watching this morning on Wake Up Call, we actually looked at how the concept was designed for these particular cards, and we did this one where we had the snowflake half cut in and half out, just to demonstrate that staying in the cardstock and the cutting out of the cardstock. So this one sort of created this shape. Now what I'm going to do with this one is I actually want to leave it all in place. So I'm going to take the tape away and just pull that back. And then once we've taken the die away, I want to leave the whole of this in place, and I'll explain what I mean. So just gently teasing it all out from the back. I'm not worried about the waste pieces, but now you have options with this. So you can either snip away up to where the die has cut here and at the top, so that you've got that half and half. What I did this morning was score these two pieces and fold that back. So we'd got that element here where it was showing the snowflake half and half. But what I'm going to do with this one is I want to leave it all actually in situ. And we just get rid of that little tiny pesky bit. There's always a bit hanging on for dear life where you want to die cut. And then I'm actually going to pop a piece of acetate and stick it down behind there, because I want this to be the front of my shaker panel. Okay, now I have done some of the work because I was going to do a little bit of paper piecing on here. So I'll bring in the one that I've actually got started. And what I've done is I've popped a piece of black card around the edge and just framed it. I've got my acetate on the back and some foam tape ready for the shaker elements. And I've started popping some of the pieces in. I've just recut the die with some of the green satin from our luxury card packs and some of the red glitter card from our luxury card packs. And I've cut some of the elements out again, started popping them back in. I've just got the bow left to do, so I'm just going to swap those out. And if I work on here, you can see where I'm just going to pop these last few pieces in. So we've actually got, turn it round that way. And these have just been run through my little sticky machine here so that I can stick them straight onto the acetate. Now, if you don't have the sticky machines, I would go back to your tacky glue. So this is actually our tacky that I pop into my dispenser here, which is the PVA glue. So this one into the dispenser. This will work on your acetate and it will stick the cardstock and it dries clear. So you've not got to worry about if any of it seeps out, if you've got any problems. So again, we're just going to pop these elements into the respective places, and it's like doing a jigsaw puzzle. It's just finding out which bit came from where and literally just sitting them back in. So we've got the little inside part of the bow there. We've got the inside piece for that one. And then we've got that last piece just to fill in. I'm not going to fill the whole thing in. You could actually paper piece the bells as well if you want, and all the little pieces of fern. But I'm just going to pop these little pieces back in just so that it's sort of partially coloured. And then I'm going to bring the colour from the bells out with the shaker pieces. We're going to put some gold behind here with the shaker pieces. Okay, so my card then at the ready. I've just done some simple matting and layering, and we're going to have a top fold, and then I've just gone with the black, the white and the black again, and then we're going to mount this one on top with the foam, and then we're going to have those lovely gold shaker pieces to bring out the colour of the bells. All right, so that's the plan. So what I'm going to do then is, first of all, we'll take off the backing for the tape and get that prepared, and then I'm actually going to put my shaker pieces onto the card. Otherwise, there's a fear of not getting it straight. That way I can invert this topper piece over the top of the shaker pieces rather than trying to get the card straight on top of here. So again, just remove that liner off my foam tape there, like so. And then we can actually pop those lovely gold shaker pieces. They could have been silver ones if you want silver bells. If you've got rose gold, you know, you can add any colour scheme in there. But I think the red, gold and green is typically those traditional Christmas colours there. So I've got my card facing the right way. I've got some shaker pieces in my little bag here. And we're just going to pop some of those right in the centre of the card. Okay. And then make sure that these are all away from the edges so that we can stick that foam tape down. And again, you know me, wherever foam tape and foam pads are involved, I always like to add that little tiny bit of extra glue just as insurance, because this soaks into the fibres in the card and gives you that really nice long stick. Sometimes the tapes can dry out a wee bit if you've got them in a house that has central heating or anything like that. So at Christmas time, certainly here in the UK, we would need our central heating, and I don't know about you guys in the States. So again, I'm just going to hover over that. Apologies if you could see my head there. I just want to get that lined up with the one underneath. And pop that one in place. And then again, if you're doing shakers like this, the temptation is to pick it up and shake it. Just give it a second for that glue to set before you start shaking the pieces around. So yeah, just to take a step back, I didn't explain fully how I'd done this one. So the acetate, I tend to go with the red line tape around the edge of it. And then on the back of here, I used my dotty tape pen on those other areas to make sure that it was actually sealed onto the acetate on the back here, okay? Remembering that if you are using some of our acetate that has the cover on, it's usually one side is cloudier than the other. So usually just lift the corner and you've got that lovely protective piece to reveal, okay? So that's how we got to the back there. And then I've just kept it really simple with a nice sentiment. We've all got loads of Christmas sentiments. Ooh, I think I'm going to put it at the top, I think, there.
Yeah.
Or that side. I like it at that side, I think. Yep. I didn't want to cover up my little gems. They're all going, yeah, in my ear, but I didn't want to cover up my little gems that I'd added. So again, once you're sure it's actually set properly, you can see now that the gold pieces are actually creating the colour behind the bells there, and you've got that. I love a shaker card. I just love that sort of element that there's something moving and that little, the sound that they make as well. So if we stand you that one up, nice and simple, using that half cut in, cut out, but we've kept it as a whole piece this time rather than showing that edge as a cutout. Now you could have actually cut this piece away round the frame and just had the acetate showing at that side underneath. So lots of different ways to do it. But yeah, that's just one way of using them.
That is absolutely gorgeous. I am loving that, and I'm just loving that. Every time we see one of these cards or a project made with one of these dies, they come out completely different. I would nearly got distracted. I was just trying to work out where I had actually got up to with doing this. I think I said it was super hot in Las Vegas. We've got I said I was, yeah, Mary Beth. We've got Joanne in from the northwest suburbs of Chicago. We've got Mandy Gibbs is in Banstead, Surrey. Sue Benson in Montana. Vanessa in Florida. We've got Valerie who says, she says, hi to everyone from sunny, hotter than Hades, Glendale, Arizona. Oh dear, is it
yes,
really
I
hot?
Bet it is.
Oh yes,
it's a very dry
well,
heat
I hope
as
you're
well,
managing
isn't
to
it?
keep a little bit cool. Lois says they are beautiful. I ordered them, waiting for the arrival. I think that's the half creator cards. Valerie says, I have all the classiques, but she did order the re-inkers. Of course you did. So
yep.
your classiques going longer, and you can do some of those amazing techniques. Alison, I'm desperately waiting on my new Gemini 2. It's been sitting in the Yodel hub for about 4 days. Oh, keep everything crossed for you. How frustrating that is. Carleen Samid says, I've been eyeing these dies. Well, hopefully our Jan is going to convince you to get those. Melanie D says, such a pretty card. So beautiful card, says Lois. And Lynn Morton is, how pretty, Jan. Thank you. So absolutely beautiful. You are all loving this. Now, this is a deal and a half. Right, what we've got here is an deal and a half. It's an out of this world deal, because that is what this is today. We're going to give you 10 quick dry ink pads. Now normally a quick dry ink pad is £5.99, hence the price on there, £59.90 or $89.90, I think that says. But today's price, look at that, £35 or $50, £3.50 or $5 an ink pad. But it gets even better when you get your platinum price, £28 or $40. That means it's £2.80 an ink pad for something that should be £5.99. If you are platinum, they're working out at better than half price. $4 an ink pad, again, better than half price if you are platinum. So I'll show you the colours you're going to get, because it's a lovely collection. You've got baby blue, which is a really lovely one. These are quick dry, and they always, I'll see if I've got one that's actually open. I think these are all sealed. They're really spongy. They look really, really moist. But when you stamp with them, whatever you stamp, it dries really quick. So baby blue, seal brown, lagoon, but you've also got oasis, so those will, they look very similar, but they're quite different, so those will work really well. Damson wine, I think that's what I was using, I'm doing the fuchsias yesterday. Pink tulip, pumice, really useful to want to have. Straw bale, that's a really nice yellow, that one is. Bordeaux, And one of my favourite of all of our greens is Pine Tree. Pine Tree is the one I tend to go to in all the different ranges more often because I just love that. Now, if you want all 10 of those in the quick dry ink format, then you can get those today. Platinum price, £28 or $40. So that is that. Explorer kit. Have I picked up the Explorer? It's the bag, isn't it? That's why it keeps confusing me. Mystery bag. We've had called so many things. Right, this is an amazing bag that you could get if you wanted to top up on some of your little bits. We're going to give you 3 of your Aqua Tricolour pens. Now you look at these and instead of being like the alcohol pens where there are 3 colours in the same family, these are 3 different colours. You can see the pens with the 3 different colours on each one there. I'll turn it round. You can see even better. You've got pinky purples, you've got bluey green, bluey ones, and then you've got greeny yellow ones as well. Now remember, aqua pens allow you to create so many new colours. So although we're officially telling you that's 9 colours, it really is a lot more. We're going to give you metallic markers, 3 of them, a bullet nib, a chisel nib and a fine nib, if I remember rightly. Yes, you've got a 0.7, a 3 and a 4mm. Then we're going to give you your tri-blends in our portraits collection. So you're going from hair sort of colours through all your different skin tones as well. We're then going to give you glossy accents. Love a bottle of glossy accents. Who doesn't love a bottle of glossy accents? And also your Bordeaux. Now this is in the opaque pigment ink pad. So if you have got the out of the world deal, then it's not going to clash, because I think there was a Bordeaux in there as well, in the quick dry. I'm looking quickly now. Was there a Bordeaux? Yeah, there was. There was Bordeaux in the quick dry. So that's going to work really well. So you'd then be going across all of the ranges. That today is £35 or $40. You're saving £16.95 or $27.95. But your platinum price is even better at £28 or $36. So that is really, really good. Couple more comments. We have got Deb's nearly loving the card. That is beautiful, says Gretchen. Lois, I feel like singing Silver Bells. Yes, I can imagine that. Beautiful card, Jan, says Valerie. And Kim Fisher says, I ordered all of the re-inkers a while back, but love watching the various tips and techniques. Now, I think we were going to get Jan to do this, but I'm actually going down to Hobby Maker with all these bits and pieces in a couple of days. So I thought, whilst I'm aware of it, I will pop and show you these. Now, I'll let Jan, if she's got any comments to make about how she would use any of these, then please shout up. This is our amazing, we're calling it it's our collector's edition. This is our second collector's edition. We've had one before. And if I can show you what you're going to get in there, you've got your outline markers in Opulent Purple and Pine Tree. You've got your glitter pens in Golden Glow and Moonlight Silver. You've got your metallic pens in 2 liquid gold, 2 quicksilver, and you've got a metallic tricolour pen. I've never had a metallic tricolour pen before.
I think they're exclusive to the sets, those.
Are they?
Yeah.
Antique bronze, silver ingot and gold plate. Yeah. Wow. So you're going to be able to create loads of things. So sorts of things I'll show you is you can create backgrounds. You can see round there. You can paint on glass and on card. You can paint on your plastics. You can be doing more. We've stamped on there, then we've highlighted all the stamped detail. Look at them on black. So you've seen it on white. Looks amazing on black. Create your lines on there. Absolutely gorgeous ways to use it. Oh, I can see bookmark of freehand drawing on those. But aren't these beautiful?
Honestly, there's a little bit of everything in there. So it gives you the chance. They make beautiful gifts, whether it be to yourself or whether it be to a crafty friend. But there's a little bit, I like that there's a bit of everything for you to try. So rather than buying a whole set of metallic markers or a whole set of this or that, you've got a little bit of everything. It's like a little selection box of specialist pens, and the metallic tri-blend, I believe, is exclusive to those kits, so they're not easy to get your hands on. So you've got that gorgeous metallic alcohol ink to add to your existing collection, and yeah, the sky's the limit with them, because each pen offers something different. You might use them all together, you might just pick out certain bits. So many different ways. I mean, I had the metallic markers with me. I think last time I was here, a couple of times, and I had Craig doing some. I had Craig over here, and we were doing some fancy writing.
Yeah.
With those, we did sort of use the thick chisel one, and then we went on to a bit more of a like a cursive writing with the thin ones. Yeah, he did brilliantly, because literally put him on the spot. He didn't know what we were doing other than a bit of writing, and yeah, they were great. So really get some nice effects, even if it's just, you know, if you've embossed something with an embossing folder, even if it's just touching up little bits of it, it just adds that sort of extra layer of luxury to your card. So yeah, bit of everything. Chocolate box, selection box of pens.
It really is, isn't it? Now, this is actually launching tomorrow, so although this is a preview, you haven't got long to wait. Tomorrow morning, first thing, this is going to be up on the pick of the day. So make sure, if you are interested in that, you're coming back tomorrow. But look at all that metallic goodness that you are going to get in there. So that's the first preview I want to show you. The second preview is some insert pads. Now, we talk about insert pads, but here on Crafters TV, an insert pad is not just for inserting in a card, as you would expect. Now, you've got 5x5 inserts, so they finish. If I showed you one, they would finish. You'd fold it over like that, and you've got the insert. So the finished size is 5x5. But obviously, a 5x5 would fit quite nicely in a 6-inch card. Yep. Even bigger if you wanted to cut it down and mat and layer it up. So I'm going to show you some of the sorts of things we've got. Now, everything you see in the 5x5, you're going to get in black print either with gold or silver foiling on this. So this is the gold foiling. You've got things like wishing you all the joys of the season and every happiness throughout the year. But look at the gold foiling around there. And then you've got another one here, sending very special wishes for a wonderful Christmas filled with everything you're hoping for and a new year that brings lots of happiness to you. And again, with that gold foiling. Now, everything you've got there, and those 8 in silver, in gold rather, you've also got with the silver foiling as well, you can see. And on there with the silver foiling. As well as that, so you get 32 inserts, so half in cream and half in white, but we're also going to give you another 32 that come out with a finished size of 10x7. I've not got any boards for these, and again, these are all, no, some are in cream as well, some are cream, some are white, and again you'll get some with gold, some with silver. So you get 1 cream with gold, 1 cream with silver, 1 white with gold, 1 white with silver for each one. Warmest thoughts for a wonderful Christmas. May peace, love and prosperity follow you always. Merry Christmas. Now, we say these aren't just inserts, they are outserts as well. Look at these, I love these. Don't just think of going inside your card. They go inside frames beautifully. You can cut them down and put them inside there. Obviously, they fit beautifully in your cards. You don't have to have them as inserts. You can trim them down and put them in like that. Put them through apertures. Put them on the front of your cards. Look at that with those frames that have only just launched. Absolutely beautiful. And I love this for a mixed media piece. Our Bianca has done this. But then I'm looking at this and thinking, get those metallic pens on there. That would be beautiful. Yep. But there we've got one of our inserts and used one of our gorgeous nesting dies to cut that down and just then frame on here. Oh, look at this. This is with the ivy in the flower forming foam. When I did that one, you all went mad for that die. You loved that. With a few little berries as well. Absolutely beautiful. An insert pad isn't just for putting inside your card. It can be up front and focal point on your projects as well. Now, you don't have to wait long for those. Those will also be launching this week. They'll be launching on Thursday. Now, I think our Debbie is going to be launching both of those. As I said, the pen set tomorrow, the insert pads on Thursday. So if you want to get your hands on those, then make sure you tune in to the respective day and you'll be able to pick those up. But you know how quickly some of our new launches have gone, especially in this last week. Just think of the puffy glitter, puffy snow, and then the glitter glues. They just have been flying out, so don't hang around when you're making a choice. Now, if you want to know a little bit more about our Club Inspire, we're just going to give you a quick video, quick preview. It's coming in from over there. It'll come this way, and we'll show you what it's all about.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. Love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Hello and welcome back. There's still a few of you popping in. Carol Burns just says good evening everyone, and Dana says, are these vellum or just on paper? This insert pack is all on paper, but you've got half in white paper, half on cream paper, and then half with silver and half with gold foiling. So yes, it works brilliantly. And Crafty Angie says, good morning everyone. Well, it's evening here, so it must be a bit earlier wherever you are. Now, I want to quickly show you a fantastic deal. Now, this is a card pack that I use, or collection that I use all the time, especially if you're doing things like the shaker cards that our Jan's just been showing you, and I'll show you why in just 1 minute. We're going to give you some 12 by 12 paper pads. You've got your glittering gold, your sparkling silver, and your regal rose. Aren't they beautiful? Now, you're going to get 24 sheets, 12 of each, 12 of your glitter in each pack, and 12 of your pearlescent. Now, your glitter is a single-sided, but it's totally encapsulated. You don't see glitter card on a 12 by 12 very often. It's usually A4 and that's it. So to get it on a 12 by 12 is brilliant. Then you're going to get your pearlescent. See if I can get to the pearlescent. There we go. There is the pearlescent in that gold. Aren't they really rich colours? But the great thing about the pearlescent is it's double-sided. I can't turn it over. It's double-sided. Now, if you want to cut something out like sequins out of this is what I keep my scraps of this for, is to cut sequins out of. Because you can guarantee, if you cut your sequins out of there, they're going to look lovely. But when you put them down into your shaker, they flip. And I can guarantee you that over 50% will flip white side up. Get something like this, and when you have little scraps, cut your sequins out of things like this. Doesn't matter if they flip, they're still going to be coloured either side. I know that's a small thing for buying such a big pad, but use the pad, but then keep the scraps to make all your sequins with our sequin dies. Now, the other thing I love about these is, when you look at these, the way the colour tones is, they matte and layer beautifully, don't they? That's going to be the perfect combination. So that's your glittering gold. Then you've got your sparkling silver. Look at that for a silver glitter card. It is beautiful. It's really bright and gorgeous shine. And then you've got your sparkling silver in your pearlescent. And if I do on there, you can see, wow. And again, look at how that colour combination, mattes and layers. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? So there's that. Now this one, I don't know, should you have a favourite? I think this one possibly is. This is your Regal Rose Gold. Isn't that gorgeous? Now it's got quite coppery tones to it rather than a pink Regal Rose. And then look at the pearlescent. But that, to me, is just, you don't need anything else, maybe some white card brought in, and that is all of your perfect mattes and layers. 12 sheets of the glitter card and 12 sheets again of the double-sided pearlescent in there. Now normally you would pay $59.97, i.e. $19.99 a pad. And $19.99 a pad is really good value, i.e. £10 for 12 sheets of glitter and £10 for 12 sheets of your pearlescent in 12 by 12. Brilliant value, but not today. You're going to, for example, buy the silver and the gold, and we'll give you the rose gold for free. We're going to knock off the price of one of the pads. Brilliant value, $39.98, $45.90. Your platinum price is going right down, £31.98 or £36.72. So they're nearly half price when you get your platinum involved. And then I want to show you these, and these would cut beautifully out of that cardstock. This is your Festive Frames. Now these only launched on Thursday of last week, and they are beautiful. You've got your Christmas or Xmas with the holly frame around there. You're getting 3 dies, your outside die, your detail die, and your sentiment. Then in the same configuration you've got peace, and as we said earlier, those stars don't have to be Christmas, they could be anything you want them to be. Then you've got joy, and again, if you took the joy away, I'm sure you've got plenty of other sentiments you could put in the centre, because that's quite floral, isn't it? Again, doesn't have to be Christmas. Have you got gems? Have you got glossy highlights that you could put on each of those? That's what I was doing when I did one last week. And then Noel with those beautiful, beautiful snowflakes on there. Now the Noel fits on the joy, the peace fits on the Xmas, vice versa. Really versatile, and today £65 or $76. But your platinum price is £52 or $60.80. But you don't want to see them in black and metal. You want to see how to use them, and our Jan is going to show you.
So I've just pulled 1 or 2 samples out, and then we're going to demo with one of these just to show you how they work. So again, you know, just doing that matting and layering. This one's being cut out of white card and then just some detail added to it with your pens. So that's one way to deal with them. And then if I show you the piece, the frames are the same size in these 2 designs. So what Corrine was saying is that you could cut the star frame and fit the Xmas wording inside it, or vice versa. You could have the holly frame with peace inside it. So I like the fact that they've got that sort of alternate way of you know, making them if you wish so, okay? And then the 2 square ones do the same. So we've got joy with that little angel in there. That's just been fussy cut out of another layer in some gold just to highlight the angel. And like we said, it's almost like I can see a flower shape in here behind this one. So without the joy, maybe just a birthday sentiment in there. This could have some more use out of it as a generic design rather than just Christmas. And then we're actually going to use the Noel to do our demo with. And that's got that lovely snowflake design. So again, winter birthdays and things like that. But these two will interchange. So these are the same size. Although we've done them on slightly different size cards, those middle parts will interchange with the frames again. So you may want the joy in the snowflakes and vice versa. And I love that you've got that choice with something. I think anything that's got that extra use, in my book, it's worth that money then. You're getting a little bit more out of it. So we're going to use the Winter Noel. And again, like Corrine said, you've got a 3-part die. So you get the external cutting edge, which we're going to use in this instance. You get that beautiful detailed frame. In this instance, this is the snowflakes. And then you get your wording that's sized beautifully to fit in the centre. But I think this, you know, this would make a gorgeous embellishment if you were looking at any of your other cards that you've got as well. You know, any nesting dies, things like that. This would just make a nice little embellishment. I think just to do something really simple, maybe on an A6 card, bit of matte and layering, and this to make like a set. If you're doing craft fairs and things like that, you could maybe do them all in different colours, or you could do a set that's all sort of like traditional red, gold and green, something like that. And you've got that sort of facility there to just die cut. And if it's a die cut, you can reproduce as many of them as you wish. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take this onto some plain white cardstock, and then I'm going to add some ink to just give it a little touch of colour. Now, yes, you could cut it out of coloured cardstock if you wish, but I just want to add a touch of colour. I don't want it to be sort of blue in effect. So what we're going to do is just pop this one onto our card and then pass that through our die cutting machine. So the outside piece is always large enough that it doesn't touch your inside piece of die. Now, again, you can cut them both together. There should be about 1/8 of an inch clearance all the way round the two pieces here. But if you're not confident at doing that, cut your matte layer out first, the plain square, and then cut your detail into that square. So you should be able to line that up nicely. So what I'm going to do is pop this one on here. We'll do a bit of flipping just to do our housekeeping. We've got the shims in between. And again, we'll do a bit of flipping on that one just to keep them nice. So again, that's going to go through our Gemini. Now these are just over, the outside frame's just over 5 inches square. So again, that frame itself would fit on your smaller plates. Depends how big a piece of card you're cutting again. And that's going to take all that detail out there. So again, when we take this one off, you can see there we've got that beautiful cut on the back there. So I can get rid of my plates, just get rid of the little pieces off there. And then we're going to remove the tape again. And then I'm going to turn it over as always. I prefer to take my dies away from the reverse so that I've got a little bit more control of them coming out of the actual cardstock. So we can take away the outside edge. We can take away the waste piece. And then this side, I like to just lift out of the die. You can see exactly where it's going then. Okay, so we have got a few pieces left in there, but they will either come out with your die brush or with your pokey tool just to poke them all back out. You can see that detail, just all those little pieces. And just to save a bit of time, I have actually got one of these that I've already die cut, but you can see that they've all cut. We just need to get them all out. So to just save a little bit of time, I'm going to bring in the one that I've actually cleaned out, what we call weeding, just taking all the pieces out. And then what I'm going to do with that is just add a bit of that blue. Now I've chosen some blue cardstock from our ice blue luxury card. So again, we've got that matte mirror, and we've got the shiny mirror card. So what I've done is I've had a look through the inks, and this is actually one of the ones that we added to the collection from last year's Frosty and Bright. So this is the Polar Blue, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of that on here just to add a bit of colour. So this is a water reactive. You could do this with your pigment inks just the same. So again, take that excess off, and I'm just going to come in from the edge here and just add that little bit of colour. I don't want the whole thing to be blue. I'm just going to do that edge in just to bring it in and tone it in with that rest of the cardstock that I've chosen for the card there.
Hey, Jen, do you remember before we started the show, I said, oh, you're not putting your other top back on? And you went, oh, I can't. No, Shadaya says, Nana Jan, you've changed your top. Hope you didn't get it inked up, my dear.
I didn't, Shadaya, no. What was happening in the break, which is why our Debs was here, is we were doing a little bit of promotional filming, and I just brought a change of top. And then I got chatting to Debs, like you do, and forgot that I had got changed. And I thought, to be honest, even though this has got longer sleeves in, it's actually a bit thinner than the one I was wearing earlier. So yeah, it's very warm in the studio. Despite the fact that it's spent most of the day raining, it is still very warm in here. So yes, I thought I'd leave it on. So yeah, I've gone a bit, anybody of a certain age will know Bet Lynch.
I was going to say Bet Lynch.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
love a bit of
gone a
animal
bit Bet
print.
Lynch tonight.
I love a bit of animal print. There's nothing wrong with that. And Sil Sparkly is really impressed how clean your hands are.
Do you know, I didn't do bad. To say that I only put my gloves on that once for the gilding flakes, I didn't actually do quite bad. They have been and had a good wash in between the shows, but yeah, I'm not as stained as I was when I was doing the prep the other day. Honestly, it was hilarious. So what I'm going to do then is bring in my card blank. I've got the matte mirror on here, and then I've matted the glitter card with the shiny mirror. And I've got some foam pads just to elevate this one a little bit on the back. So we've just got to get, oh look, they start misbehaving at this time. Come along. I've still got a love-hate relationship with my foam pads. Sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I'm just going to go for the ones round the outside. Okay. Here we go. I think they're all discussing Bet Lynch in my ear now. Oh, right. Well, we're on to a different soap now. Yeah. We have all this going in his ear while we're demoing. So, right, here we go. And again, just going on to that nice shiny cardstock, I am going to pop a little tiny bit of that tacky glue.
I notice you do similar to me. Those ones in the middle are there for support. They don't need to be stuck down, do they?
I'm having enough wrestling with them, so those two don't, yeah, they don't need to be. It's just so that it doesn't sink in the middle. So that one's going to go straight over the top there.
That looks beautifully. That
just matting and layering. Could you see me in there then? Oh my goodness, yeah. That's a bit scary, isn't it? Oh, that's like that, yeah. I was just going to say the same. Charlotte's just said it's like that hall of, that hall of mirrors. Quick, get another layer on it, Jan. So this one's going to go over the top here like so. All right, so that's where the dotty tape pen comes in. We're actually going to use that one to stick this down. So nice and light. You just want those dots to transfer to the cardstock. You don't want them to go through onto your glass mat. So just a really light touch. And again, round that centerpiece, and then we'll just put the odd bit in the center of the snowflakes there just to give them an anchor. And then that one's going to sit nicely in the centre there.
You covered it up now, Jan. You're all right.
Yeah, that was scary.
We can't see up your nose anymore.
Yeah. Phew. Can do without that. So then we've got the basis of our card. And then what I've done is I've gone with the wording. So I've taken that little wording piece and I've cut it in some silver mirror card and a piece of that matte blue that we had on the very back layer of here.
Beautiful.
And we're going to do a little bit of that drop shadow again. So again, I've just made myself a little plaque that's going to fit in the centre of here. And I think we might put that on I'll be daring. We'll go with some more foam pads.
Oh, you're brave.
Why not? I'm just going to put 4 on it. I'm not going to go mad. And again, I always think about this when I'm designing a project. If I'm making it, I said 4, I've got to have one in the middle, haven't I? If I'm designing a project, one of the first things I think about is where is the card going? Am I just making it for the fun of crafting? Is it going somewhere? If it is, how is it going? If I was going to mail this one, I don't think I would use the amount of foam pads that I've used on this, because it does make it deeper and it does affect the postage. So this could be made completely flat and it would just look as nice. I've just decided on this occasion that we would actually add a few little foam pads to raise some of those layers up. So it's entirely your preference. It's not necessary, it's just whether you want to go there or not. So that one's going to go in the middle. Just give that a chance to stick. I think we're still the right way, yep. And then here I'm going to go with the blue in the background, and again we're just going to move it slightly so we've got that little sort of blue shadow behind it rather than just the silver on its own. So I'm going to put the dots on the back of this one with the dotty tape pen again. So again, following the line of the die.
It made that silver look quite blue, just having that blue behind it.
Yes,
it's amazing how
just
it
giving it a
reflected.
touch, yeah. So again, just in places, and then I tend to go and hover over the top of it, and then I come down and write just a fraction, just enough to show a little bit of that other colour underneath. And then give it a press down with the dots. Now, because we're going to go onto glitter card now, I'm going to swap the dots out for my actual wet glue. The dots are beautiful and they are very, very effective, but the glitter card behaves differently to a smooth surface. If you use a wet glue, not only is it going to attach itself to here, it's going to soak into that coated cardstock and give you a good bond. So again, I'm just going to use that fine applicator, and it just needs little dots in certain places to make sure that we've got it anchored. I'm not worried about it being everywhere. There's lots of different ways to do this. You could have cut one of the layers with some double-sided adhesive on. You know, it depends how you want to go with it. I'm quite happy with that. And then all we're going to do is pop that right in the centre, and you can see they've been sized beautifully. And then I just need to hold that down until that glue has bonded with the glitter card there underneath.
I think
Just
there's some
takes
wishful
a
thinking
second.
going off in the comments. Jan, Valerie says, this card reminds me of snowy, cool weather. I wonder if it's hot where Valerie is.
Do you know, there was someone had posted on social media the other day, one of our favourite holiday destinations when we were going abroad was Cyprus.
Yeah.
And they were on Nisai Beach, and they said it was 40 degrees centigrade, which is probably way up 100 and something in Fahrenheit, isn't it? And I was just like, oh, too warm.
Yeah, it'd be
way
about
too warm.
108,
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And then just to finish off, I've just been in the old ribbon drawer and just add a little bit of coordinating ribbon. And I want this to do all the talking. I didn't want to put too much on it. You could add some little gems in the centre of the snowflakes if you wish, maybe in the centre of here. It's entirely up to you. And like I say, to make it flat, it would look just as nice. But that's just showing those frames off. Now, if we can get one of these in later on in the show, I'm going to use the same wording, but I'm going to swap the frame out for the alternate frame that's in the other set. Just to show you that mix and match. We'll see how the time goes. I'm just looking at the clock again, and it's nearly 7 o'clock already.
I know.
Crazy.
We'll see where we get to. We'll see where we get to. I don't remember saying. Crafty Angie is saying good morning. Samantha saying good afternoon. Carline says, I wonder if you can use the word dies with shrink plastic. Would make nice charms for cards. I don't know how thick your shrink plastic is and whether it would cut. It might struggle. But you'd only need a 2-inch square of shrink plastic. So if you got those, have a go. And if it did, that would look amazing. Lynn said, I wonder if those little craft hoovers would I've got one of those little craft hoovers. Would that work to pick up all those little pieces of paper? Probably would, Lynn. Again, have a go. Probably would. Christine Mahoney loved those home decor samples that I showed you. And Kathleen said, beautiful card. Right, okay, I've got a couple more things to show you, and I'm going to end on something really exciting that our Jan is going to demonstrate over on the other side in a few minutes. So these are your sentiment tag stamp collection. It's an 8-piece collection. We originally brought these sentiments out when we launched our tag punch. So the punch that was going to cut these tags. Now we don't have the punch anymore, but these sentiments are still really, really useful. Whether you're going to put them onto tags like this, or whether you're going to put them onto the front of cards, absolutely, they are so much fun. And for the price, your platinum price of £10.40 or $16.80 for 8 stamps, $2 a stamp, less than £1.50 a stamp if you're in the UK. You've got things like warning, the contents of this package may be awesome. You've got, this is exactly what I did not ask for. Oh, you've then got one that's fallen off, and it said, well, it's the thought that counts. Dear me, we need to find a new way to display our stamps, don't we? A special gift you never knew you wanted is the next one. Best gift ever, I should know I bought it. That's how I gift. I give gifts that I would like. So yeah, if you get a gift off me, then you know you're in the right ballpark if you do something back similar. I hate presents, said no one ever. We do like presents. I know it's virtuous to say, oh no, thank you, but we do like a present, don't we? This is for you, but I wish it were mine. And then finally, at least it's not a gift card. You know, they're a bit tongue-in-cheek, they're a bit of fun, but they're just something to put on your card front. But if you can get them for £10.40 or $16.80, that is brilliant value. Now, we're going to do daubers next. So the next one we're going to look at is something that just came back into stock on Thursday. It's our daubers, ink daubers. 40 ink daubers in a case, that's why it says 41 pieces. So you're going to get 40 daubers, £19.99. That's making it 50p a dauber if you're in the UK and you're platinum, or $26.39. 40 daubers, and they will go across all of your inks, whether it's your water reactives, your pigment. You could use them on your quick dry. We probably wouldn't use them as much, but you can. You could use them on your new duo ink pads, your shimmer ink pads. I've used them lots on the shimmer ink pads. They work really well. You can ink up little bits of your colouring. They're brilliant if you're trying to colour embossing folders, you know, what you've embossed. They're brilliant for going through stencils. Really, really useful. They don't come into stock very often. It's been a long time waiting. So if you have been waiting, please, please make sure you stock up on those soon before they disappear. Now the other one, and this only launched on Sunday, is our dual paper pad collection. You've got Christmas Cheer, which is our contemporary, and you've got Season's Greetings, which is our traditional. I'm going to give you a quick flip through. They are 12 by 12 sheets. They are double-sided. Look at the backs. The backs are as gorgeous as the front. I still say if you've got your puffy snow, they're going to work brilliantly. You've got 3 sheets with if you want them to be toppers, but I actually used that on Saturday on Hobby Maker to make like a patchwork gift bag. Looked amazing, really good. But you know, you can use them for tags, you can use them for toppers, however you want to. Look at this, the imagery is absolutely beautiful, and the colours, they're vibrant but really, really classy and traditional. They're not blingy and in your face. They are just gorgeous, gorgeous colours with the gold backgrounds, the reds, the greens, really, really lovely. I'm loving these, and I'm also loving the backgrounds with that sort of hint of gold on as well. You've got green base ones, red base ones, different golds, and then we'll come back to green. Look at these, absolutely gorgeous. Now, they're not part of a collection. They are standalone paper pads. So if you do want some really, really beautiful paper pads, now's the time to get them. And then we've also got Christmas cheer. I'm sure if you go and look on the website, they will be individually, but obviously you're going to get the best value if you buy them together. This is the contemporary, still with those toppers. The backs of these are really great, and they're going to be able to be used outside of Christmas. But if you look, that's the back, and it's like the back layer of the front. So they, you know, they just build on that design on there. Candy canes, parcels, Scandi Christmas trees. Cut out these houses. They're absolutely beautiful. You're going to get these, again, strips that you could be cutting out to use, stockings you could be using individually. Gorgeous little gingerbread houses, all the sorts of things you would be thinking of for a contemporary Christmas design. If you want both of those, you're going to get them both for £29, as in £14.50 a pad, or $39. But your platinum price is £23.20 or $31.20. Right, we are nearly done. A couple of comments. Well, there are a few here. Kathleen says, beautiful card. Joanne says, I'm such a fan of those fine tipped glue bottles. Stunning, Jan says Stephanie. Stunning says Melanie. Lois says, very pretty card. Thank you, Jan. Very festive. And Chris is Chris Bertelson, is watching you girls at 3 a.m. Oh, girls. Like Chris. Love you both. Thanks for great crafting. Oh, are we girls? That's nice. Thank you, Chris. I wonder where you are at 3 a.m. It doesn't say. And Jane Fullweber says, hello all. Birthday girl here, 65 and kicking. Well, happy birthday, Jane. We've had somebody else whose birthday it is today. I hope you're having, or had, depending on where in the world you are, an absolutely fantastic birthday. And just think, we are all sending you loads and loads of birthday wishes and hoping you're having a fantastic day. And have you bought yourself anything nice? I hope you have. Right, now the last thing I'm going to show you in this little bit is our wax seal kit. It's called our Christmas collection because the seals are sort of bows, stars and snowflakes. Brilliant Christmas design. You're going to get silver wax and gold wax. You're going to get everything you want. I'm going to leave it like that because I'm going to let Jan unbox it, because I think part of this is the unboxing, because it's just wow. It really is.
It's presented beautifully,
It is.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't just a little box of bits. You've actually got the means to keep it all together.
Yeah.
So if you've got a little space for this somewhere on your shelf or in a cupboard, you know that you've got pretty much everything you need together to actually work with the wax seals. So we've got it under our mixed media brand that we are slowly building to include lots more things that you can start and branch out into that mixed media world. So again, the sleeve comes off, and like I say, you've got a box here that you can keep all this in. It is absolutely gorgeous. Now I've just taken my little well here out and the spoon. I've got them at the side of me here. If I just move this across slightly, you can see here I've got them ready because I've lit the candle underneath to get it going and get the spoon warm ready. So in here you're going to get the little wooden case with the metal top. The only thing that you need to add to it is a Everyday cheap as chips tea light candle. Okay, so you can just see there, they're about 3/4 of an inch deep. As I say, I buy these in our local bargain store, and you get a bag of about 50 of them for some ridiculous amount of coinage. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy, it doesn't need to be scented, it doesn't need to be coloured, just the basic ones. Okay, and then I've lit that underneath. You can just see, if I lift this carefully, you can see I've got my little candle lit. Now please be careful with this. You know, you are working with something that's heat, and it is a naked flame. So please don't be wafting sort of your cardstock over the top of it or anything like that. And once you've started warming this up, you can see the little spoon here that we're going to put the wax in. We've put the wooden handle on purposely, because obviously the metal piece is going to get warm. So this sits in the top. I've had it in there just warming up. If you pop this on before you start and get this little spoon warm, the actual wax melts in seconds. So also we've got that beautiful wooden handle, matches the little case that we've got, and you've got 3 different stamps in here. And these just screw into the handle, ready to go. all right, and they take on and off. And if you have any of our other wax seal kits, that some of them that we've done with the Sarah Sig collections and things like that, these are all interchangeable. They will fit on the handle. It's the same size. We've also got a star, a snowflake and a star in there as well. So I'm going to take one of those out, and then what I did is I went and had a rummage in my old kits that came with the Sarah Signature collections and just took out one of the other handles. And again, I'm just going to take, we'll do the snowflake. I think I did.
Decisions. That was a hard decision.
I know, I was just
wasn't
trying
it?
to think which ones I'd done earlier. I think I did both of those earlier. And again, you can see it's a universal sizing. So this is actually from one of the other kits. This fits perfectly. So I've got 2 of those ready to go. And then you've got 2 gorgeous glass little jars of the wax beads. So in this one, we've got the silver and the gold, typically Christmas colours, beautiful for decorating, whether it's going to be cards or things like that, whether you want to do them as wax seals on envelopes, anything along those lines. So what we're going to do then is we're just going to use, it recommends 4 of the beads, okay? And we're just going to pop those straight into our little teaspoon there. And I can see those starting to melt straight away because I've got the heat on. And just while those are melting, I've actually created a little bit of a card to put one of these on, just to show you them in situ. So if I just grab that ready, okay, pop that down there. And then I've got all those little pieces to work with when we've got our wax seals finished, okay? So it's just maybe, depends how long you've had the spoon heating up, but it doesn't take long for these to actually melt. And then the other thing that I've got a little box with all my bits and pieces in here, and I just use the little cocktail picks, and I just have some of these spare that I had in, where are we? Sorry, Charlotte. Which way do you want it, that way? Yeah, just, you can get these anywhere, the little wooden cocktail picks, and I've just popped those into my little box with all the bits and pieces. And I just find these handy, you know, if you've got any of them that are sticking up a little bit, or when it's melted, if you want to give it a little swirl. And with it being wood, it's not going to get hot like a piece of metal. I started off using my pokey tool to do it, and I thought, you know what, I'm just going to get it coated in wax. And I didn't want to do that. So yeah, we went for the little wooden cocktail picks. And then once this is done, we'll have a look at the silver as well. And I've got one already done that I'm going to use on the card project. But you can see this has not taken long. If I just tilt that a little bit now towards the camera, you can see it's quite molten now. It's actually moving around. So what I'm going to do is just give it a swirl. Make sure that all those pieces have dissolved. Okay. And then I need my craft mat. Now you can work straight onto your glass mat, okay, but I'm actually going to bring my silicone craft mat out because this gives a better release. You can go straight onto the glass, but you sometimes have to sort of like lift the seal off the glass, whereas this, it comes off really easy because it's got that Teflon coating on. So once this is ready, we are literally just going to pour it. It'll take the heat. It's made to work with the heat. Pour it out onto here. Don't be too long-winded about this particular part of it, because as soon as that wax hits the cold surface, it is going to start and cool. And then with your stamp, hover over the top and then let the weight of the stamp fall into the wax. Don't squidge it down too hard, otherwise all the wax is just going to squidge out of the sides and you'll end up with sort of very little left in the middle, okay? I don't mind if it's quite off centre, you know, we all aim to get that perfect circle, but I don't mind there if it's off centre a little bit. Now again, when I was doing it this morning, if you have some kitchen towel handy, you can actually just fold this into 2 or 3 pieces so that you've got some thickness, and you can take the spoon and wipe all the excess wax out to start again. Now what I like to do is sort of start mixing at this point. I'm a bit stingy and I don't want to waste what's in there on a paper towel. So I'm going to go back in with the silver and mix it, but because there's a little bit of residue left in there, they're all very friendly. They're all clinging together. Come on out. Thank you. Because there's a little bit of the gold still in there, I'm just going to use 3 beads this time because I've got some residue left in my little pot there. So I'm going to pop these straight in to what's left of the gold, and we'll melt those and we'll bring the other stamp into play. Now, don't be tempted to try and move this too quickly. The wax is better. The cooler it is, the better this will come away, and you won't have to you shouldn't have to prise it off the edge of your stamp. All right, it doesn't stick to the stamp. So once it's cool enough, it will literally just take off the back there. So again, we're just going to do the same. These are going to melt down nicely into there, and then we're just going to give it a little swirl so that we've got that sort of dual colour in there. Pop those ones away now. And I'm already planning what I can use these little glass bottles for as well.
They are cute, aren't they?
They are lovely. I'm sure there's some kind of home decor thing that I can have a little glass bottle of, hugs or something like that in some kind of home decor project.
Heather likes watching the beads, the wax beads melt. She said, what a calming shot watching those.
It's fascinating, honestly. You just get totally engrossed in it. I was saying in the earlier show this morning, I'd got this to work with at home. And I got playing with it, and I was just in my element. I've got lots of little ones that I had to play with and made up, and I keep these all. I do prefer to make them separately rather than making them onto a project. And these are ones that I'd made at home, and I just keep them in a little box so that I've got them good to go when I want them.
Has your grandson ever got hold of them? Because I'm just looking at those and thinking, if my grandsons got hold of those, they would love them. Treasure. We have to make treasure.
Pirate coins in my Toby's case. He loves anything. His bedroom's all done out as pirates now.
My
you ask him what a
grandson's-
pirate says, and he's like, "Arr."
Yeah, I once had to sit with my little mini hexagon die and make treasure coins.
Yep.
Perfect.
So you can work directly onto your projects, but I do prefer to actually make them like this so that I can keep a stash of them. And I just had a little glue dot on the back to attach them to the projects. So again, this is looking good. All right, it's all melted. I'm just going to give it a little swirl to mix some of that gold in. It's just, honestly, it's mesmerising. Yeah, I was sat playing with these and I looked at the clock and 2 hours had gone by and I'd still got loads of other prep to do. I was like, wow, this one should be well cool now. We'll actually take that off in a minute. And then I'm going to pour out, again, be really careful not to touch, that metal is going to be very hot. So make sure you're using that wooden handle.
It's a really good conductive metal so that you get an even melt.
Yeah.
But the downside is the heat will
does
then
get very
conduct
hot.
all the way up the handle. You have to take the rough with the smooth,
just be safe
don't you?
out there. I don't want anybody burning themselves with it. And then again, I'm just going to hover over the top of it where the wax is and let it sort of sink into the wax by itself. So this one should be ready now, and you should be able to just literally release it from the stamp. There's no residue left in the stamp. So these are made in a manner where the wax doesn't stick to them. And then again, you've got that lovely little seal there. And you've got those bells on that one. Now, the one that I did at home with the bells on, I did in one of the other colours. And I've just caught the top of the bells there with a little bit of gilding wax. So again, all your gilding waxes go with these. And you can see there's just a tiny distinction in the colour there over the top. And then the one that we made earlier, we did on the silver. And again, we just added that little addition of the gold gilding wax.
I like that look.
I really think that this has got the look of a compass. I just think if you've got any of the nautical elements from previous collections, that would do a great compass on a card for a guy with all those nautical elements on it.
Yeah, a bit of sort of blue and white or red and white twine with that over.
Be lovely, wouldn't it? So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this out of here because I don't want to actually make any more, and just pop that to cool down. And I am just going to blow my candle out, all right, so that we're not burning that unnecessarily. This one, yeah, we're okay. As I say, you shouldn't have to prise it off. It should just come off naturally. And again, you can just see that lovely snowflake detail in there. They are absolutely good, very, very addictive. So I've actually got one of these already done, which I've popped just a little tiny gem in the centre. You can see there. I think this is slightly darker. I think this was from one of the other sets, but slightly darker there. And what we're going to do is pop it together and use this as an embellishment on a card. So I've made a DL card. I'm just going to pop those bits out of the way for a second. And I've just made a DL card and matted and layered it with some of that beautiful paper from the pad. These are absolutely exquisite.
They are.
I haven't got round to using the Christmas cheer one yet. This one's actually from the, what was the second one?
That was Season's Greetings.
That's right, yeah.
I'm looking at that, and that just looks like you've cut a piece, but you have so carefully centred that tree in the middle, haven't you?
I did cut, yeah, it was a piece of 12 by 12, and I did look very carefully which bit I wanted.
But it
having
works.
said that, I'm going to cover most of this up.
I know, but
So
it really works.
I did work hard to get it as a nice piece, but as I say, I'm actually going to cover this up. So what I've done is I've actually started popping together some little pieces that I'm going to decorate this with. So I've just cut a couple of tags. I've cut one in the black. Literally, I'm going to cover it
You
up.
are, aren't you?
And one in white. And I've added some die cuts out of my stash. I've got a little box of things that I've cut previously. I'm not even sure where they're from. I just grabbed a couple to decorate the tag and inked around the edge of it. So those are going to go onto my card first. And I'm just going to put that on with a couple of bits of the liner tape there, the tape pen, sorry. And then the same with this one. Like so, just at a slight angle there. And then I got out one of my old foliage dies, and I've just cut lots of pieces of foliage out of different scraps of card. This was actually a piece of the, do you remember the, if you were watching earlier, I did the red background with the sponge with the alcohol
Yes.
inks on the Yupo paper. This is die cut out of that.
So that's Yupo paper,
That's
is it?
Yupo paper. It's actually plastic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It die cuts beautifully. You can see how fine they are. Lots of other pieces. And then I've got a little bow that's going to go on the top here. And then we're going to use our piece here to bridge that gap at the bottom. So I just need to stick those down. So we're just going to put a little bit of tape pen behind that one and stick that down. I'm going to use my wet glue in here just because there's a hole in there. I need you to build up the glue till it reaches the back of here. And that one's just going to go as if it's the top of my tag, like so.
Oh, little gem in the middle of there.
Little gem. I love my gems. I have got a whole drawer full. I have a drawer that's just
Do you know
there.
what? I want a day in Nana Jan's craft room. I really do.
I've got way too much stuff, Corrine.
Is there not room for anybody else to come in? I just want to see what's in your... How organised
Bearing
it
in
is.
mind that I've been crafting now for what? Over 20 years.
Yeah.
You can imagine how much stuff
Yeah.
I've accumulated over those 20 years. And
Yeah.
I've obviously been very fortunate getting this job in, you know, that we get so much beautiful product to play with. And then this one, I'm actually just going to use a bit of our tacky glue on the back of here because I didn't bring a glue dot with me. But the tacky glue is great for adding embellishments to things.
It'll hold, no problem.
It certainly will. And I'm just going to bridge that gap here with that one. Now I just need to hold it a second. The tacky glue just takes a while sometimes to grab.
I had the biggest clear out of my craft room last year before I started here. I mean, massive, massive. So there's only really 16, 17 months worth, and it's full. It's so full.
I've just got drawer upon drawer upon drawer upon box upon box upon box. And I walk in the craft room and honestly I'm amazed I'm still in one piece because I have to climb over things and I've got, you know, piles of stuff where I've been working that I've not necessarily had time to put away yet. And honestly, it's a danger zone. It should have one of those hazard warnings on the patio door before anybody. Not many people risk it going in there. Occasionally my husband, do you know my worst trick is leaving the Gemini switched on. And because it's got that beautiful purple light on it, it just sits there and glows in the dark. So when my husband comes to check everything before he comes to bed, he normally goes and lets the dog out and locks all the doors up and everything. He says the number of times, Jan, that I have to go in there and switch the Gemini off. And obviously he's then got to go over the bag, over the pile of boxes.
In the dark?
I don't know whether he puts the light on or not. He ought to put the light on, but I just think it's amazing that he hasn't gone full length. But again, you can just see there, I think we're stuck on there now. If I turn you that one round and let our Charlotte have a little look.
Did you stamp that, or is that a pre-printed little strip?
It's pre-printed.
They're lovely, are those?
Yeah.
Absolutely
So just
gorgeous.
one of many, many ways that you can use those little... I love the idea of making... I might have to make Toby some treasure coins.
Treasure.
He'll love them.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them.
He
Yeah, he's
will.
well into his pirates. He's got a little sword and a pirate hat and an eye patch and everything, bless him.
Keep them away from his brother, but yes, he'll love them. They'll be brilliant. Oh, we've had so many comments. Kathy says, beautiful seal kit. Colleen says, hello again from a hot, cloudy, rainy, sunny, gosh, that's a lot of weather, day here in Florida.
Oh, wow, bit of everything.
There certainly was. Laura Simmons says, I used to do calligraphy as a kid and always thought wax seals looked cool, but never had the chance to do any. There you go, Laura. You can get this kit. We never really said $34.99. $39.95 if you're in the US. Your platinum price, even better, at $27.99 or $31.96. This is going to be brilliant. So as we said, you've got all your bits that are your tools. You've got 2 little bottles of your wax. Obviously, they'll run out, but you'll be able to refill those and get more wax as time goes by, either from us or from elsewhere. We've also got Liz R saying, evening, crafty friends, Corrine Jan and Team Social at Crafters TV. Absolutely brilliant to have you all along. Right, we've got about 35 minutes left, so we're just going to do a quick break while Jan gets away one demo and gets out the next one, and then we're going to come back and look at something that has been off the scale popular today. So enjoy this break, check out anything that you've got. If you have got that wax seal kit, get it checked out, and we'll see you back here in about 3 or 4 minutes.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Should be coming in. Should be coming. What does she do? Exactly how he looks.
This is awesome! This is awesome!
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
What makes Crafters TV so special is you guys.
It's really special because the experts are really experts. They're really skilled at what they do, and they want to make sure that the audience also improves on their skills.
Crafters TV is so special because you've got together a really sort of key group of people and people that are very passionate about the products.
Crafters TV is so special because it's a unique community that we have with each other where we can learn and grow and communicate with each other.
Community, the family spirit, the education, everything to do with craft. We are all like-minded people who share a passion.
I love all the inspiration the demonstrators bring and all the knowledge for us out here.
What makes Crafters TV so special? 100% it's the interaction. No other crafting TV channel or show has the same interaction.
I love the community, I love chatting live, I think that's the best part. And it's gone beyond crafting because we've become friends.
Feels to me to be a really, really close relationship with our customers and viewers.
You guys make us feel like we're part of your family. I've never been on the show before, but one of my friends who I did meet from CCTV encouraged me, and I was on the craft along.
Massive team of people, and I think they've all got their role to play, and it just brings everything together. It allows us to do our job and just love it.
The people, obviously. The people not just here at Crafts Companion, but the viewers that watch us. I mean, everybody. We have this real magical essence about it.
Bye for now. Bye.
Well, you were all loving that last project. Sue Benson said the end result is lovely, but the process is lovely too, isn't it? Lovely card, Jan, says Colleen. Very elegant card, says Roseanne. And wonderful card, says Jessica Stricker. Really, really lovely. You can do them like Jan and do them separately, or when you see a little social video that I've done, I did that yesterday, I did it straight onto the project. But actually, I like Jan's way of doing it. If I'd have thought about it, I might have done it that way. But there you go. You've got options. You do it whichever way works for you. Now, this morning, we launched our 12-piece Re-Inker Collection 1. We also launched our Re-Inker 12-piece Collection 2. Now, Collection 2 was gone before Wake Up Call. Collection 1 went just after Wake Up Call finished. So we've had to bring Collection 3. We're giving you the same deal on these. Now, our Re-Inkers are full of alcohol ink. You've got 30 ml of your alcohol ink, and our Jan was saying you only need 4 ml to fill up one of your classic pens, so you can see there's lots in there. It's pure alcohol ink, so it's really, really good. And what you're going to do is these normally are $5.99 or $7.99 each. So you can see that price there, £71.88 or $95 would be your normal price for 12 bottles. But not today. We're going to give you 12 bottles of your Re-Inker inks. Now, I haven't got them all here because we had to put this one together really quick. So this is Collection 3. You will get 12. I know I've only got 9 there, but I promise you will get 12 of your Re-Inkers. And that's $24.99 in pounds or dollars. Your platinum price is $19.99 in pounds or dollars. Rather than me read it out again, when you click on the website to look for it, just look at the description and you will see the names of all of the colours. I think that one might have got there by mistake. But you've definitely got PP6, which is, you know, a lovely red. You've definitely got GT1, which is a gorgeous green. And you've got some burgundy colours, you've got some brown greys, you've got blue turquoise, you've got lots, but you've got 4 more, so have a good look. I will say that 4 or 5 of the inkers from Collection 1 are in this collection as well. So if you ordered Collection 1, think carefully about whether you want Collection 3. But do you know what? At £1.60 a bottle, just keep the duplicates for doing all your inky projects and then just save the original bottle for re-inking your pens. But for £1.60 per bottle, I don't think you'd be too upset to have a couple of duplicates. You can always swap with friends, share. Absolutely brilliant. You're going to be able to fill up your pen 7 or 8 times or do lots of inky projects. And if you look back at our masterclass with Jan from 2 o'clock, you will see how far a little bit of ink goes. Jan was only doing 4 or 5 drops and getting some amazing, amazing projects. So please don't miss out on those. I've only got 2 re-inkers. I need to get some re-inkers, definitely. There we go. Oh! It's our Grace on socials, and she says my video's going out on Instagram tomorrow. There you go, because she filmed it. So there we go. Right, what was that? I'm going to show you these next. I forgot where I was going. I got so into my re-inkers. I was just loving those then. Now, we have been looking at our Christmas half creator card die collection. 6 different dies. These are beautiful. They are going to cut into your cardstock and they're going to cut out of your cardstock as well. So you've got this gorgeous snowflake, which our Jan used this morning. I still think that would make a beautiful stencil for your background. You've got the golden bells. Aren't they beautiful? Christmas bells. Again, that was Jan's first demo this evening. Beautiful die. Then you've got the Christmas tree. Oh, have you done... No, you haven't done the Christmas tree, have you? I was thinking I was getting carried away. The baubles, which are beautiful for paper piecing. You've got the poinsettia, but all of these look half in, half out. And with things like the poinsettia, is the half in at the side or at the bottom? because if you have it at the bottom like that, it is like an edgeable card. You obviously can't do that with your Christmas tree, and you'd also struggle to do it with that one, because obviously if you turn that around, the bow's the wrong way around. But you can definitely do it with that one or the snowflake, because the snowflake can go that way around, as you can see on there, or that way around. It's entirely up to you. So have a look and have a play around. You're going to love these. These are £100 or $117. Absolutely brilliant. Your platinum price is £80 or $93.60. Now, don't just think there's one thing you can do with these. There is so much you can do with these, and Jan has been showing you some gorgeous, gorgeous samples using these, but she's also going to do another demo on how Jan would use one of these. What have you lost, Jan?
I was just looking for a cutting mat.
A self-healing cutting mat?
Yes. A self-healing cutting mat, and I couldn't find one at the side of me.
Do you need one?
It would be better for my next demo.
Should I ask Jake while you start doing the bit you're doing?
I'd forgotten about it until I come to actually think about the demo, yeah.
Oh, they're asking him.
So what we're going to do is use the Yuletide wreath this time. And I'm going to we haven't done any gift boxes tonight, so I'm actually going to pop this one into the top of a gift box. So what I've done is I've taken some cardstock at the ready, and this is the width of A4, so it's 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. And I've actually already matted and layered the sides of the box just to speed things up a little bit. But what I want to do is cut the die into the top here. And then we're going to cut away a section of it, which is what I just need the mat for. And he's on his way as we speak. Thank you, my lovely.
How about that for
just
service?
Honestly. You ask and you shall get. Thank you, Jake. All right, so again, all I've done is I've measured my distance across here, and I put myself a little tiny pencil mark top and bottom, and you can see the extension pieces on the die there, and that's what I'm going to line up with those little pencil marks.
It's worth doing, isn't it? Because the difference getting it lined up right makes.
It's just the OCD says it has to be in the middle, Corrine. It's like, you know, some people are really good at judging where the centre is, and to be honest, I can usually line things up quite well. But I just think, you know, if we're teaching, do it properly. It's entirely up to you how much of this you take on board. If you're one of those people that can line things up, absolutely fine. It's just that I just want to make sure that it looks okay. So again, I'm just going to pop a little bit of tape to hold it in place, and then we're going to pass the whole thing through the Gemini. Okay. So
I'm intrigued at how this is going to work in your box lid. It's going to look fantastic.
Here we go.
Lovely colour combination. Is it quite peachy?
It's sort of like a salmony pink colour, yeah.
It's lovely, isn't it?
And then again, put the shims in like so. Okay, and then pass that through your chosen machine. So in this case, it's going to go through my new Gemini 2. And
do you know what, I think a lot of boxes we start at 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. I've seen quite a lot. It's quite a because it's just that perfect size, isn't it?
I sometimes like making the smaller ones as well, but it is just a nice size, and for these particular dies, it works really well. So what we're going to do here then, just take this bit out of the way. Make sure we've got rid of the bits off there, because you don't want those on there for your next pass through the Gemini. Take the tape away. So again, just make sure that if you're working straight onto your cardstock, just that rolling motion does leave less damage if the Gemini squeezed it a little bit hard. Take it out and just release it.
Oh, look at how beautifully that's cut.
The die there. Okay, so that's literally what we've got there, and I think the majority of those pieces have come out. Yep. So what I wanted the self-healing mat for is we're actually going to take a section away here to release this beautiful piece that we've cut
away there, isn't it?
So I've got my ruler that's got a metal edge on here, and I've got my craft knife at the ready. Okay, so I'm just going to use the lines on the ruler here, and where it's stopped cutting, I'm just going to line it up the best that I can there, and just into here we're going to cut and leave a little tiny border around that die. So I'm going to do the same at this side.
perfect opportunity to centre it up if you haven't, isn't it, this?
Yes. So again, cutting it into that one.
Is that Centura Pearl then?
No, it's actually a plain cardstock.
Right.
This.
It's cutting through, lovely.
Yeah. Did you know, I always used to cut on my glass mat for a very, very, very long time, but more recently I've been using the self-healing mat again. I used to use this when I first started crafting, but you don't get as much movement. I used to find with the glass mat that it sometimes slipped.
Yeah.
And when you've got this far, it's really annoying when your cut doesn't go where you want it to go, whereas here you're working against that surface that's not slippy.
Yeah.
So all I want to do now is just make sure that we've released that piece and take that whole section out like so.
Perfect.
So let's pop that one away. Pop the lid on here just in the name of safety. And we can get rid of that one now. Okay. So you can see there now that I've got that lovely cutaway, and this demonstrates perfectly. If I pop it on here, you can see how we've got this side that stayed attached to the card, and then you've got that lovely wreath. Now this lends to lots of ideas as to whether you want to add some colour to it, whether you want to overlay it with a different colour. Now for this, I'm just going to leave it in the pink. I'm quite happy with the pink there. And then I actually had some of the same paper that I was going to stick underneath like so. But then when I had a look, the piece, this was actually from our Frosty and Bright collection that I'd had out. I'd also got a piece of the turquoise, and I just thought, do we want to do it? I think it stands out more, doesn't it, against the turquoise there. I think we'll do a little bit of mixing and matching. It's a very similar design, and it's the reverse of those papers that we had in that gorgeous pad last year. Those papers that we've got on today would work just the same. That one's actually got a little bit of detail on that side. Do I want that side? Do I want that side? No, I think I prefer the plain side there. So all I'm going to do is add a little bit. I think we can go, yeah, just around the edge of the piece here. And I want it to be that way. So I'm going to put my tape right along the edge here. And we're just going to stick this behind it. Now you could put acetate behind here if you wanted a see-through element in the top of your box. And then if I work boxes like that, I normally wrap the gift inside in tissue paper so that you don't actually see the gift in it. And then just to make sure that this doesn't get damaged, I'm going to pop some of my dotty tape pen on the back of that die cut all the way around so that this piece will stick to that insert as well. So then I'm going to pop this one over here, like so. And like I said, if you want to add colour to the die cut, this is where your little finger daubers would come in beautifully, because you can just go into certain areas and add the colour where you need it. So we're just going to pop those edges together. And I've already popped the base. I've just made a plain white base for it using the multi-purpose cardstock. I like to do the boxes with white on the bottom and then use your nice cardstock for the lids sometimes on the boxes. So that one's just going to go like so. And then we've got our base that's going to fit over the top. Whoops, sit still. And then all I've done is create a nice little tag to go on here, Festive Wishes, and where the bow is at the bottom, I'm going to bring in an actual bow. Now, if I'd got more time at home, I possibly would add a little bit of colour, but I quite like it with the pink like that. Maybe I've just got some gems. I think we'll add some of those to it as well. I just picked out some little sparkly bits. I thought it would be nice. I like my gems. So we'll just have a little bit of sparkle on there as well. I've got foam pads on the back of that one, and that's just going onto plain cardstock, so that can go on the top there. I've got the bow to go over the bow on. I'll just give that a squeeze from the back, and then it might be nice, I think, just to have, I've just picked the turquoise and the pink so that we've got a combination of what's on there, and I'm just going to go just at intervals wherever I think. So we'll pop one on the little berry, pop one on here, We'll go on here, and then I might pop some on the outside as well. See how we go. So we've got a pink, we've got some turquoise.
Oh, that lifts it, doesn't it?
Just adds that little bit of extra to it. Where did I put the other one? There. Lost it then for a second. Put one in here. And then it's like, step away from the box, Jan. I think we'll leave it. We'll leave those
away from
two.
the gems, Jan.
Yeah, I think we're okay there. We'll not go too giddy. But again, you know, just a really pretty little way of showcasing that half and half. So half of it's still attached to the box, half of it die cut beautifully. And again, you know, this one, I could actually cut this down now and pop this. In fact, it fits in there nicely. Yeah? So we could actually pop that inside so you've got that extra decoration to match the sides there. So again, if I turn you that one round, just another way of using those half creator cards.
I love that. Really, really pretty. Because you think you're going to have to go in with lots of colour, but it shows how it doesn't at all. Should we start the vote going? Because we've not only got to go demo of the show.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to fit another demo in. I was going to do another one of the frames.
If we do, it's good, but it won't be included in demo of the day. I think we just need to do that because we need to get demo of the show in, demo of the day in as well. So if you could line them up, you've got 4. I mean, that's pretty good because they're lovely demos.
We were busy. We got lost playing with the wax seals again, didn't we? So for the show then this evening, we've concentrated mainly on those beautiful half creator cards. And the first one, we had those lovely gold shaker pieces to give some colour behind the bells there, a little bit of paper piecing, and use that one to make our shaker. So that's number 1. Number 2, we went on to the Festive Frames and used that gorgeous blue just to showcase them at their best, really. There's nothing fancy about that. It's just massing and layering and then letting those dies do the work.
I love what you say, nothing fancy about that card that glimmers and sparkles and shimmers.
It's just matting and layering, though.
I know,
even if you're a beginner, having the dies allows you to make something like that with very little.
And as you said it, it was sparkling and twinkling and...
So that's number 2. Number 3, we did some work with that lovely wax seal kit, and this was just one idea of how you could use these within a card. There are many, many ways to use them. It's number 3. And then number 4, we went back to the half creator cards, and we've made that lovely gift box, just showing that half and half design on the top of the box there. So 1, 2, 3 or 4 this evening.
Oh, perfect. So hopefully everyone is going to get started on those. We've got a couple of questions and then I've got a few bits. I know what I think, but I'd really love to know what Jan thinks. So, Phil Watson said, question, would it be possible to laminate a sheet of paper, die cut a shape like the wreath that you've just done out of it and use the cutout piece as a stencil?
I've not tried lamination in our Gemini, so I can't actually answer that.
I just think it's a bit detailed to go through something plastic coated, isn't it?
It is, yeah, because it's not just one layer. You've got lamination is top and bottom, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, it means that you've not got a lot of longevity, but I just cut them out of the multi-purpose cardstock and I use those as stencils.
Craft cardstock's really thick. That's a good one to use
you can actually buy sheets of the mylar to cut into. I've never tried it, but I know you can actually buy the stuff that the stencils are made of to cut into. But again, whether it would cut this kind of intricacy, I'm not sure on that one.
I don't. I think they would struggle with the intricacies.
I think the lamination, just purely because you've got a layer at the top with your cardstock and a layer underneath, I don't think you would get a clean cut with something this intricate. You might get an outline die, a shape or something like that, but with all that intricate detail, I think it would struggle to get through both of the layers with a clean cut.
Brilliant. Okay, and then one more question about these from Colleen. She's saying, can you explain again about embossing these new dies? I'm getting a little confused on it. These aren't cut and embossed dies. I just want to make that clear, Colleen. These haven't been designed for embossing. You can emboss with any die, but these haven't been, I think this is the second time you've asked about this, these haven't been specifically designed to be embossed, have they?
Two different types of embossing. We talk a lot about our metal dies having 3 functions. So A, you can make the die cut, which we've done here. B, you can emboss said dies, and C, you can stencil through the dies. Now that depends on the die. Like Corrine's just said, not all of them have embossing features. And I've talked about this on many of my shows, where you need to look for elements that have a space in the die with no cutting edge around it for it to emboss, because what happens then is the squidgy silicone mat pushes the cardstock through those holes. Now on this particular die, every part of it that's got a detail has cut through. It's cut out the shape. You've got the bits have come out. So where the leaves are, where the ferns are, where the pine cones, it's cut it out. You wouldn't gain anything from embossing that as a die. The opposite, the alternative, is to actually emboss rather than cut. And I thought that's what the question was about earlier.
I'm not sure.
Now, you can actually emboss pretty much any die and not cut it just by altering the sandwich. And if you have a look back, was it on Wake Up Call this morning?
I thought it was on...
Or was
yes,
it on the
must have
master...
been. It must have been Wake Up Call.
It was, because I didn't really use the Gemini
No.
in the masterclass, did I? So yeah, on the Wake Up Call this morning, we actually went through the plate combination that you would need in order to emboss it. If there's time left, when we've done what Corrine needs to do, I'll have a go with one of the dies and see if it works.
Yeah, okay, that's brilliant.
I'll get that ready just in case we've got, because we're not going to have time to do a full demo, but we will try embossing one of them and see what happens.
Okay, perfect. So you might want the snowflakes. This absolutely brilliant, and you can see top and bottom, you've got those little lines that's going to enable you to cut in and cut out of your cardstock. So you've got your snowflake. You've got your bells, which is absolutely, I mean, I think that might be my demo of the show. I think that might be. You've got your Christmas tree, absolutely gorgeous. You've got your baubles. You have got your poinsettia, and you've got your wreath. Absolutely gorgeous. £100 or $117. Your platinum price is £80 or $93.60. Jan, your card with the wax seal on.
Yes.
Could you just lift that up when you let you do your cut? Lift that up and show those little berries that you cut out from your red paper that you'd done your re-inkers on. Because Sarah says, can you die cut after you've done your background with re-inkers? And that just shows it.
Absolutely. So just make sure it's dry. The Yupo paper's very, very thin. Thinner than the actual cardstock, to be honest. And this is quite a detailed die that's cut the berries, but that was actually cut from the red piece that I'd done with the little sponge applicator. So I'd had a piece at home that I'd been playing around with. I thought rather than waste it, we'll just have a go, and it die cut perfectly. You can put your sentiments. I often use those backgrounds for creating. If you've got flower dies that are different sizes, they look great made in the Yupo paper. They really do.
Yeah, and if you've done it like the ink transfer onto just multi-purpose card, like Jan showed you using your jelly plate, obviously it's multi-purpose cardstock with ink on the top. You can die cut if you coloured the multi-purpose cardstock, so of course you can use it if you have done that colour transfer. That was quick. Oh, Grace doesn't mess around. She's on it tonight. Demo of the show is... I'm pleased about this. Number one. I just think those sequins behind those bells are beautiful.
Lovely, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. So, demo of the day is, let me get this right. Number one, that gorgeous frame. Number two, with the re-inker. Put that down there. Oops, see if I can get that to stand up. There we go. Yes. Or number three, what you've just voted for, the bells. So 1, 2 or 3, please cast your votes. 1, 2, the other one. Hey, I just had a thought, Jan. I wonder if you put your re-inkers on your Yupo and then you put your ink on and put it in one of those salad spinners.
Certainly wouldn't be putting any of my vegetables in it afterwards.
No. You have a salad spinner specially for that. There we go. Don't look at me like that. She thinks it's hot in here. Corinne's gone a bit.
Not thought of that one, I must admit.
But I bet you it would work. There you go. Right, I'm going to show you a few little bits and then we're going to go pop across to Jan to do that embossing. So we'll whiz through these quickly. The best selling things or the most popular things today have been the ink daubers, your 40-piece set. As Jen said, we've waited a long time for these to come back in. Platinum price $19.99, $26.39. Make sure you stock up on those, especially as we've had lots of new ink pads recently. Some of the mini ink pads and everything as well in the collections. Brilliant as well. Then we've got the Christmas paper pads. I've shown you these and you've seen them on Jan's demo. You've got Season's Greetings, which is our traditional, and Christmas Cheer, which is our contemporary. 36 sheets in all, giving you 72 sheets, and that is going to be, it's coming up on the screen, £29 or $39. There you go. $23.20 is your platinum price. $31.20 is if you're in the US for there. Apparently it's after bedtime and it's been a little bit slow. Right, the next one, and you have loved this, the comments that have come in, you have loved this, is our wax seal kit. Absolutely gorgeous. This is the Christmas collection. I just think the way it's displayed is perfect. It looks, imagine this as a gift for someone. If you know somebody that might like this, I just think that looks like the most beautiful gift. $27.99 or $31.96 is your platinum price. It says 8 pieces on there, but obviously you're going to get a lot of wax in each of those. And if you think you need 3 or 4 pieces of wax for each project, it's going to last a long time. And you're getting the 3 different seal, stamps as well. The next one we're going to look at is the re-inkers. As I've already said, you sold out collection 1, you sold out collection 2. This is collection 3. $5.99, $7.99 is that bottle of re-inkers. That's the one that's not in the collection. Is that bottle of re-inkers, but you're going to get them today. I'm sure it's £1.60. I worked it out really quickly, but you're going to get 12 bottles. I've only got 8 or something like that, or 9. I've got these here. £24 or £24.99 in pounds, £24.99 in dollars. Your platinum price is £19.99 pounds or dollars. £1.60, I think it worked out, per bottle, or it's around that anyway. So that is absolutely brilliant. Look on the website and it'll tell you exactly what the colours are, but you're getting greens, you're getting reds, you're getting purples, you're getting blue greys, blues, all of them. They're all going to be there. 12 bottles, and each one is 30 mils, which will fill your pens between 7 and 8 times. So, Jan, have you got time to show us that embossing?
I think so. It's fairly quick. Yeah, it's not going to take a lot of time. So all I've done is I've just been having a rummage in my little shelf, and I've just found some Centura pearl. I thought that would show up nicely on there.
Oh, that looked nice.
And I've taken that lovely half snowflake die, the winter snowflake there, and we'll have a look. So when I look at this from the reverse, I can see that every part of this design has a cutting edge around it, which means that it's going to cut out all that detail, just like it did when we did the demo earlier, and it's left you all those lovely cut out pieces. So what we want to do now is we want to look at maybe embossing this and see. Now, I'm not going to guarantee that this works because I haven't got my cheat sheet. I always have to really think about this every time I do this technique. So bear with me, all right? So I'm going to put this over the card as normal. And what I want to happen is the soft embossing mat here, I want that to push the cardstock into the spaces, but not with enough force that the cutting edge cuts out the detail. So what I'm going to do is take one of my base plates and I'm going to put the silicone mat over the top. And then this goes on here, and at this point you think, oh, it's not going to work because you're going to cut out the mat. Have faith. Jan might cut a snowflake out of the mat, in which case I'm off out of here and down the motorway, but we'll see how it goes. Now, never, ever, ever do we have these two in together. They don't play nicely together. You will ruin your silicone mat, so that one has to stay out of play. But we are going to put the shim in there, and we are going to put our top plate, and then we're going to cross everything, say a prayer to the craft gods, and pass it through the Gemini, and if it cuts the rubber embossing mat, it wasn't me, guys, you didn't see me do this at all.
If it was me doing it, that's the exact same plate combination I would do.
That does make me feel a bit better. As I say, I've got a little cheat sheet at home that I keep stuck.
No, that is exactly what I would do.
It's stuck on the end of my Gemini for this reason, because I have to think about it.
Well, it's because we don't do it very often.
No, it's not. Your rubber mat will always creep, just the nature of the silicone in here. It will also, don't worry if it's stuck, it looks like it's got its tongue out at the end. That's normal. All right, so here we go. Oh, bear with me. There's a lot of pressure there, I can see.
It is, isn't it?
There's a lot of pressure. Oh, I think it's actually tried to cut.
Your silicone mat looks fine.
Yeah, no, it's not.
There you are. Look at that.
Now, there is a lot of pressure in there. I can see some other marks that it's picked up from my mat here. So the way to get round that is to actually pop a piece of photocopy paper over the rubber mat.
All right.
It'll still do the same trick. It'll still push it, but you can just see around the edges where there's some little bit of scarring lines from picked up off the mat. I think that's because the pressure is second to none in the Gemini. But you can just see.
Sorry, I was going to say, if I was doing that at home, I'm trial and error. I might take, I know you said the magnetic and the rubber never. I might swap my clear plate, my clear shim, for my magnetic and a piece of like craft card to sort of change the pressure. That's what I would be doing at home. It's about trial and, I know, you're looking at me, she's going,
It is, but
it's about knowing your machine, isn't it?
It is, and they do, even though they're all made to the same specification, the pressure in them does vary slightly. A lot of it depends how much you use it, a lot of it depends how it came out of the factory. So yeah, the new ones are extremely keen with the pressure. But I mean, you've got the idea there. You can see how that's come out. It looks gorgeous. So this could just be some ink over the top of that just to bring out some of the design is beautiful.
Absolutely gorgeous. Thank you for doing that.
That's okay.
We really, really appreciate that. If you want to do these, you can cut them now, and you know you can also emboss them as well. £100 or $117. Now, I need to be very quick because we need to do demo of the day. Is it number 1 from Wake Up Call? Is it number 2 from Masterclass? Or is it number 3 from Monday Makers? It's number 3. I haven't got time. Oh, she says. Oh,
right.
That surprised you, didn't it?
Yes.
I think that's a lovely project. I really love that.
It was the speed, not the choice. It was the speed in which it happened. Was it number 1? Was it number 2? Was it number 3? Number 3.
Sorry. Yeah, I've been told we've not got long. We've not got long.
I know.
So, number 3, that's going to go up on the wall to go in with everything else from this week. We've only got one from yesterday. I don't know where that is. So, I'm not here tomorrow, nor's our Jan. It's our lovely Ben and Debbie. They've got some, they're going to say those previews, the pens tomorrow, and then the next day, the insert pads. So please come back and join the team for the rest of the week because we've got so much lovely stuff to show you. So until then, I'm going to say goodbye. I'll be back up at the end of next week and have a lovely time.